Hey guys, this is Roshni welcoming you again to my channel Circuit Globe. Today we are going to discuss Norton's theorem. So let's get started. Friends, Norton's theorem is a network reduction theorem, just like Thevenin's theorem. In our previous videos, we have discussed about Thevenin's theorem. So in case you haven't seen it yet, just go and watch the video. It will clear all your doubts regarding Thevenin's theorem. So let's first see the statement of Norton's theorem. So basically Norton's theorem states that any linear bilateral complex circuit consisting of multiple energy sources and resistances can be replaced by Norton's equivalent circuit that consists of a constant current source in parallel with a resistor connected across the load. The figure here represents Norton's equivalent circuit for a linear complex network. This Norton's equivalent circuit consists of a constant current source connected in parallel with Norton's equivalent resistance across the load resistance RL. Let's first see what are the steps needed to be followed in order to convert a complex circuit into Norton's equivalent circuit. So the first step involves the identification of load resistance. Once the load resistance is identified, short the load terminal. In the next step, utilize any network simplification technique and determine the current which is flowing through the short-circuited branch. You must note here that the current flowing through the short-circuited branch is nothing other than Norton's current, denoted by IN. Now next what you have to do is, you have to remove the RL again and replace all the active sources with their equivalent internal resistances. Now once this is done, evaluate the equivalent resistance across the open ends of the circuit, and this resistance will be the Norton's equivalent resistance. Once you get the value of IN and RN, just draw the Norton's equivalent circuit consisting of IN in parallel combination with RN connected across RL. Lastly, determine the load current flowing through the load resistance, which is given by the formula I is equals to IN RN upon RN plus RL. Let's now see how this theorem is implemented to complex network circuit. So for this, consider the circuit shown here. As we have discussed recently that the first step is the identification of load resistance, and as we have to determine the current which is flowing through this PQ branch, so 2 ohm resistance will be our load resistance. So according to the second step, this load resistance must be replaced by a short circuited branch. So our resultant circuit will be like this. As you can see clearly here that this 2 ohm resistance branch is short circuited now. Now to determine this Norton's current flowing through this branch, we have to apply any network simplification technique. And for this, here in this circuit we will apply KVL. So according to the mesh analysis, I1 will be the current which is flowing through the first mesh, I2 will be the current flowing through the second mesh, and I3 will be the current which is flowing through the third mesh. So for mesh 1 we will have 50 is equals to 10I1 minus 5I2. For mesh 2 we will have 0 is equals to 5I1 minus 20I2 plus 5I3. And for mesh 3 we will have 0 is equals to 5I3 minus I2. So from this equation it is clear that I2 is equals to I3. So on solving these two equations and putting the value of I2 and I3, we will get I2 is equals to I3 is equals to IN, because the same current I3 which is flowing in this loop is equals to IN, will be 2 ampere. The previous analysis has provided us the value of Norton's current, so let's proceed and determine the value of Norton's equivalent resistance. As we have already discussed during the steps that to determine the value of Norton's equivalent resistance, we have to replace all the active sources with their equivalent internal resistances, and the load terminal must be open circuited. So considering the same initial circuit, to evaluate the value of Rn, this 50 ohm branch will be short circuited and the load terminal will be open circuited, across which the Rn is to be determined. So from this circuit it is clear that these two 5 ohm resistances are parallelly connected with each other and their combination is in series with this 10 ohm resistance. Lastly, this whole combination is parallelly connected across this 5 ohm resistance. So on solving, we will get the value of Rn as 3.5 ohms. Now as we have got the value of IN and RN, let's proceed and draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So Norton's equivalent circuit will be given as, here IN represents the Norton equivalent current, which is 2 ampere. RN is the Norton's equivalent resistance, whose value is determined 3.5 ohms, and RL is the load terminal resistance, which is 2 ohms. And as we have to determine this current which is flowing through the load terminal, we have to apply the formula I is equals to IN upon Rn plus RL. So on substituting the value, we will get the value of I as 1.27 amperes. Well guys, this is all for Norton's theorem. I hope this video will help you to clear all your doubts regarding Norton's theorem. So please like and share this video. Also put your comments regarding your feedbacks and queries. I will catch you all soon with another interesting topic. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye.